Welcome everybody to the Trisbrina Show.
Yes, tonight's show is packed with valuable insights and practical tips for keeping your lungs strong and healthy all winter long. During this show, you're going to learn 3 powerful Qigong moves that you can do in just 3 minutes a day. And then we're really going to dive into why they work and why it matters. Because when you know the why, you're more likely to do the 3 minutes.
That's right.
With flu season, COVID on the rise, winter challenges, this is the perfect time to prioritize your lung health. So keep watching and let's do these breathing exercises, these Qigong exercises, and get your lungs healthy and strong.
Yes, better breathing in just 3 minutes a day. Is it possible?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. In fact, we're going to walk you through these exercises. We're going to break them down and we're going to do them together. Tristan here and Sabrina, thanks for joining us. If you're new to our world, we're about all things energy. We love Qigong, we love breath work, we love meditation, we love conscious manifestation, all that woo-woo stuff. That's us. Welcome to the show. But for reals, you were talking about flu season on the horizon, cases of COVID going up, and just in general, we need to take care of the lungs. And these exercises do just that. So for overall optimization of your health and to be able to better combat the things that are coming down the pike. Cool?
Yeah, a lot of times we wait until a part of our body is maybe compromised to think about then curing it or healing it. But what we like to do is sort of get ahead of it.
Yeah, baby.
What if we can do things that increase our lung capacity, that keep us flexible so that when we need more movement in the lungs, we have it. Better breathing is going to help your circulation. It's going to help your lymph system.
Yep. Boost your immune system overall. I mean, breathing is life, right? And the more quality breath we get, this is a beautiful apparatus. The chest, the lungs, the diaphragm, all the components of breathing. We'll break that down for you in a moment, like how you can really enhance and get a full body breath. A lot of people are not breathing fully. They're getting very shallow breaths. There's gases that are getting out of equilibrium, the carbon dioxide and the oxygen levels. And when those go out of balance, you're getting a higher pH in your blood, which is causing more acidosis environment, which is a breeding ground for illness. So you want to breathe effectively, light up that beautiful brain of yours, and simply put, a well-oxygenated body is going to live longer. Okay, 3 exercises. It's going to take more than 3 minutes to teach them, but it doesn't take you that long to do them. Shall I jump right in?
Yeah.
Okay, how are we going to do this? We got a puppy over there.
I can do it.
Okay.
Do you want to start standing with the other microphone?
I think so.
Okay. So we'll get a microphone set up towards the back, and the camera can only focus on one thing at a time. So while he gets that set up, I will stay here and monitor the chat. We are live in Facebook and YouTube, or maybe you're watching the replay of the Trisbrina Show on our website, satorimethod.com/show. And you can watch past episodes. But I think this is really going to be one that you're going to want to share with your friends and family. Because it's so important. We just did a lot of traveling. We just got back from India. So we are really aware of keeping that upper respiratory system healthy and strong.
Well, we landed in New Delhi, and I don't know if you know anything about New Delhi or if you've been there.
Right now,
it has just been super intense. The breathing, it's really tough. I mean, it's pretty toxic stuff going on over there in the air. And in fact, the second day that we were there, we were leaving New Delhi, and we heard that the flights were canceled, many of them, because they couldn't see the tarmac enough
from
to
the
land.
smog.
So whether you live in an area like that or you just, you want to keep your lungs healthier, let's purge some of the stale stuff out of the lungs. And we'll start with...
Even fireplaces. A lot of people make fires for the winter, and then you're breathing that. So you need to do something, yes, stay warm, but breathing all that smoke might not be the best thing for you.
Yeah, or when you get, some little critters in your body, some little bacterias, they tend to embed in that lung tissue, and the mucus builds up, and we've got to get them out, right? So you've probably heard of an expectorant, different medicines and supplements you can take that help to purge that mucus out of the lungs so we get that fresh oxygen through the tissue. I'm going to show you a few techniques tonight. There's going to be three moves. And before we get into them, I just want to talk briefly about the mechanics of breathing so that you are getting a full body breath as you do them. You can do this first part sitting. You could actually do, let's see, can you do all of these sitting? I'll try to show you these sitting as well. You could do most of these sitting, actually. Okay, but anyway, standing is the best. So, get a quick TC here from Debbie, because I saw you over there online, so let me know how that sounds. All right, here's the deal. Your body, my body, all bodies have a few components to the breathing apparatus. You have your diaphragm muscle, right? That's the breathing muscle. It's a dome-shaped muscle, and it lies up under the rib cage, under the lungs and the heart. It's a long, flat, sheet-like muscle. When it contracts, it draws down. And as the diaphragm effectively draws down, it pulls oxygen through the respiratory system, nose and mouth, into the lungs. The better that diaphragm muscle works, the more air, oxygen you get into the deeper lobes of the lungs. The deeper the lobes, the more capillaries. Capillaries are tiny little vessels that carry the oxygen into your bloodstream. So if we can get the lungs open, if we can get the breath deep into the lower lobes, and we can get stale air, you actually get stale air in the base of the lungs. And if you have any kind of congestion, or you've had shallow breathing from tight intercostal muscles up around here, or pectoral muscles, or postural principles where it's affecting your breathing apparatus up here, because the chest has to move and open, right? This big, beautiful cage, it contracts and it opens. Those muscles in there are part of your breathing apparatus, as well as your diaphragm. I think sometimes people think when you hear belly breathing that you breathe in your belly, and that's just not possible. The mechanics of breathing are up in your lungs. But that diaphragm muscle, as it drops down, it has to move into this area, and it pushes the tummy muscles and the digestive and organ systems out a little bit. And so you get that belly bulge, that belly breath, and that's what's meant by a good deep diaphragmatic breath. So you do want that, and consider that like the ground floor. So what you can do is you can grab a pillow and hug it, or you can put your hands on your belly, and you can just see and feel movement here. And if you don't feel movement here, then you've been using the second floor to breathe. You've been using the chest muscles and probably some movement of the shoulder blades in the back, hopefully, because chest breathing's not bad. But if you're only chest breathing, it's a problem. You're not getting that deep diaphragmatic breath. So place your hands there, check it out. Can you get some movement down there? That means that the diaphragm's dropping down. We're pulling more oxygen in the lungs. And then we breathe out, you pull your belly button in, and you tone your tummy a little. And by pulling it in and lifting it up, you're pushing that muscle, that diaphragm up. It domes up, and it pushes the stale air out of the lower lobes of the lungs. So breathe in fully down bottom. Pull it in and breathe out. And squeeze the muscles in a little bit to clear the stale air. Okay, that's layer one. Layer two is the upper carriage. So we're going to just move our arms and open them. Pull the muscles in the back of the shoulder blades together. Okay. Lift your breastbone forwards and out just a little, so the movement will look like this. And like you're opening curtains, and you're opening your lungs, and you're breathing in. And now breathe out and drop your chest and your lungs forward. And that's to help start purging the stale air. Breathe in and open. See how the arms are coming back? Open your ribs, open your intercostal muscles between your ribs, and breathe out. Now try breathing from your belly. Because you're leaning forward, you actually can feel your belly more. Breathe in here. And now go here, 2. And now breathe out. So now we're doing 2 layers. Layer 1, layer 2, belly, chest. Belly, chest. Got it? So now that's a full body breath. You're probably feeling even a little lightheaded if you haven't been doing full body breathing before. You just got a lot of oxygen in your system, and your body's recalibrating to that. So now let's take that principle and attach it to the first exercise. So the 2 layers, diaphragm and chest muscles, opening the chest cavity, creating more space for your lungs to expand, and that diaphragm to pull oxygen into those lungs. The lungs then carries that oxygen into the bloodstream through the lower lobes of the lungs, the capillaries into the bloodstream. So what are we going to do? It's called the butterfly breathing. You're going to bring your hands down like this as you breathe in. And they're going to come out like two big wings. And then you're going to take your pinkies and try to imagine that you're touching your pinkies together. I'll show you from the side in a moment. Now turn your palms up, drop down, and breathe into layer 1, the first floor. Breathe in. Now open up your chest and breathe into layer 2. Almost looks like a butterfly stroke in swimming, right? Like that. The butterfly breathing. Breathe into the belly. 1. Now open up the chest, breathe up top. 2. Stretch your fingers towards each other. This opens up what's known as the pericardium meridian pathway. Breathe out. This is really good for your heart. Breathe in. 1, all the way up to the chest. 2. Good job. Now, what's going on with the legs? Let me show you. You're in a soft horse. You could do this sitting in a chair. I did mention that earlier. And so you would move in your chair freely. But with your legs, a little bit more full body, soft horse stance. Just open your feet a little bit wider than your shoulders. Drop in your legs. Breathing in, belly, chest. Breathe out. Out your mouth, in through your nose. Can you feel how you're getting a full breath from the lower level to the upper level? Breathing in, 1, 2. All the way out. One more. Now, whenever you're done doing a Qigong breath, sitting or standing, just take your hands and hold them towards the ground, put them on your lap, soften yourself, just let your body's breathing rhythm be natural, and notice. The noticing part's really important in Qigong because you're feeling the shift that just took place. So what do you feel as you naturally breathe? Can you feel that perhaps your body's moving more as you're breathing without you even trying? Can you feel that perhaps your lungs are expanding a little bit more? Maybe you were able to breathe out some toxic chemicals that might have been stuck in the tissues or energies. Full body breathing through the butterfly breath. Okay, great. Let us know in the chat how you're doing. And I know Sabrina's here checking on you, making sure all is well. And if you're watching the replay, let's keep on
They're loving
breathing.
the butterfly breath.
Isn't that nice? Mm-hmm. I love butterfly breathing. It's gentle. It incorporates the 2 layers. And really take that. If there's one main thing you take with you is that I want to oxygenate my whole body better. I got to work with both of the pieces of the breathing mechanism, not just my chest. And not just belly breathing. Both. Okay, the next one I'm going to teach you is called swinging arms, and there's different ways to do this. This is kind of a power breathing technique. And we're going to do swinging arms out to the sides because I want to keep opening up the rib cage. We're going to bring the back of the hands together, kind of a little bit like the butterfly, except now it's going up. So we're stretching the fascia along the underside of the arms through the rib cage. All these techniques are going to help you breathe better, have better breathing capacity. And then the hands come down. They're going to pass each other, and then they're going to come back out and up. And the body, similarly to the butterfly breath, is going to go down, and we're going to breathe out strong. And then we're going to breathe in strong through the nose. There's a bit of a drop on this one. It's kind of got a compression feeling to it. Getting toxic energy and toxic substances out of the body. You hear that through the nasal cavity? You can even crisscross your arms at the top if you have the flexibility. That strong breath in through the nose, it's stimulating something in your body known as nitric oxide. It's a gas that the body can produce. And you want nitric oxide. It's a vasodilator. It opens up the vessels in your body, And it also combines with your oxygen within your hemoglobin. It helps carry the oxygen molecules and offload them into the tissues in your body better. Nitric oxide. So the strong inhale through the nasal cavity helps you to produce it naturally, and then it helps you offload the oxygen into your body so your body is getting what it needs to rebuild itself and to be healthy. Okay, so here we go. Soft horse. This is a horse dance, kind of like riding on a horse. Okay, now the hands will come down as we bend, and then as you bend, you're going to obviously use your leg muscles to push yourself up. And that pushing and breathing happen together, like that at the top. And then let it go. And for some of you, that's already more than enough. Those strong inhalations and that nitric oxide is going to start shifting the internal gas situation. So you might feel a little lightheaded, and that's not uncommon. So please just do a few, or maybe you can do more, but just do them gentler. It depends again on your respiratory capacity. I've been doing this for a minute, so my body likes to do them faster and stronger. So here's not full on, but let's say about halfway speed and breath force. So it's like this. 2 more. Last one, breathe and hold at the top. Stretch your fingers and hold your breath. It's called a breath retention. And hold it. If you feel dizzy, please stop, release your breath, sit down. Whenever you feel you need to let your arms come down, start to lower them, breathe out, go to your standing meditation. Arms are relaxed, legs are relaxed, spine is long and tall. Breathe in your belly and just notice how you feel. You might get a nice body buzz, getting a lot more oxygen in your body, your tissues, your lungs. You're also cleansing. Now, Sabrina and I, we're not doctors, so we're not treating, prescribing, or suggesting that we're curing anything here. You do need to always check with your healthcare specialist about the things you're introducing into your system. So this, for educational purposes, this is what we do. But it's not uncommon for us to hear from our students that they are able to hold their breath longer, that their chest feels better, that their immune system feels stronger, that their mind feels sharper and clearer from doing breath work. And you can read the case studies about breath work, and you can read things that people say on our website. There are a lot of benefits to effective breathing. I said it earlier, simply stated, a well-oxygenated body is going to live longer. So you've got butterfly breathing, and you have swinging arms to the side. Cool? Let Sabrina know if you're here live, how you're feeling, and what's cooking. I've got one more. So if we were to do all of these exercises, 3 exercises, you could easily do all 3 of them in 3 minutes. You could probably do them in less than that, but as your breath capacity gets better, longer, stronger, you might want to do these exercises for a minute each, like butterfly breathing. You can even do these slower. More of what we would call slow flow. If you saw the picture that we put before this broadcast, it was a man doing a Qigong move, and you could see the mist. You could visualize the mist. Breathing in the golden white light, the Qi. Where your intention goes, your energy flows. And then maybe you'll go to the next one. You can do it slower like I'm doing it now. More yin, more gentle, soothing. The other way I showed you was more of a power breath. You can do that here too. You can decide. Yang is more masculine, it's faster, more dynamic. Yin is softer, more gentle, more passive. Okay, last exercise. This one's real good for this time of year, especially when we're recording this sort of in the winter time where people are getting the crud, they're getting mucus, they're feeling that they're compromised in their chest. They got the crackles in there. They're drinking their hot tea, they're taking their herbs and supplements, but they need something to help stimulate the lungs and get that junk out. Or we just want to exercise the lung tissue and help it to be more resilient. Well, the lungs need to be moved. They need to be exercised. We need to move the gases and the air through them. Simultaneously, we're going to be doing a bit of a squeezing and releasing. So the lung tissue is quite malleable. And the alveoli inside, they are more like a sponge-like tissue. And so when you can gently move and compress them, you can, like if you had water in a sponge, you can clean it out by squeezing and releasing it. You can get the gunk out. Well, that's exactly what compression breathing from Qigong does. Check this out. So arms are going to swing up and cross. Now, as they cross, mechanically, you're starting to cross the muscles within the chest, your pectoral muscles. And those pectoral muscles are starting to close around the chest cavity and compress it. Now, there's more to it than that. There's going to be gravity because we're going to use the weight of our arms, the compression of the pectoral muscles, and the dropping motion to massage and compress the lung tissue inside the rib cage, and then open it up and compress it and open it up. Like a sponge, we're going to squeeze it and release it. Meanwhile, we're going to be breathing and getting the gunk out. Because you don't want to just squeeze, like if you think about putting a sponge, like a squeezy sponge inside water, and you squeeze it and you get the gunk out, but you leave it in the water, you're just putting the gunk in and out. What we want to do is get it out of the body. Make sense? So we're gonna breathe. Say that again, please.
They can sit down if they need to.
You could sit down, yes. And you could, on a chair, do what I've shown you today to some degree with just your upper body. You just don't have the legs and the dropping motion with gravity. This one really helps to be done standing. Okay, last exercise. Super powerful, but please work at your level. If you feel lightheaded, please stop. If it feels uncomfortable, painful in any way, please don't do it. This could cause a little inflammation. If you already have a lung condition where you already have inflammation, you are definitely going to want to consult with your primary care practitioner and make sure that this technique is okay for you. Okay, here it is. Doing it slowly. Arms come out. Breathe from your lungs, from here. It's this feeling of like you had a cough and you're trying to get something out. But the squeezing of the pecs around it as you do that breath, not a cough, but a is going to purge it. And the movement itself does most of the breathing. So here it is. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Watch from the side. You see the compression here? And that might be more than enough. You might feel, like I said, it could inflame because you're squeezing and you're clearing. My lungs feel pretty open and clear, so I'm going to do like 10 of them. I'm going to do it fast with the breathing, and I'm going to create a rhythm so you can see what it kind of looks like, you know, maybe down the tracks. I'm going to go for about 10. And then I'm going to stop. I'm going to do my standing meditation. I'm going to listen to how I feel. Because we all have an intuition within our body that knows what to do, whether or not something was right for us. Sometimes people do stuff that other people tell them to do, and they're not listening to their own body, and they keep doing it, hurts them. Your body is so intelligent. If you listen to it, it'll tell you, that was really good. Do it again. Trust your body. Here we go. Ready? This is the technique. 10 times or so, and go. Breath retention, let it go, let it flow. Go into a standing meditation, smiling. Notice my breathing. Open the chest. That really purged. I did have some gunk that I brought back from India, but I've been doing this. And it's pretty clean now. Okay, question.
Talk about how it doesn't hurt your throat.
It's not in the throat.
Where's
It's
that
actually in the chest. You're not... That's coughing, and that's why people get an inflamed throat from trying to get something out that's actually in the lungs, unless you've got some mucus in your throat. This is here. Listen to the difference. That's my throat. That already tickles, and it doesn't feel good. I'll do a small compression here. Listen. I'll actually just do the movement, and I won't breathe, and see if you can hear my lungs. Hold on. Let me find the way I can do it without hitting the microphone. It's in my chest. Now I'm actually pushing air through this region of my vessels that are going into the lungs. There is some sound coming out my throat, but it's the air being purged from my lungs. Cool? Okay. And my throat isn't getting inflamed at all from that last part. It's in here. Mm-hmm. Now, it is a little tickly in there now, because I just, like working out a muscle, you just engage tissue. And your lungs are not muscles inside. Around in your rib cage, you have muscles. So you're contracting those muscles, but you're working on that lung tissue. I would say be gentle. Yeah. Start just a little bit. I've been doing it for years. So when I said lung exercise, I didn't mean like strengthening the muscle of the lung. Lung's not a muscle, but I am working with the tissues of my lungs by moving them and squeezing and purging them. I'm helping to stimulate fresh growth in my lung tissue. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Got some super nice comments. Somebody said, I feel my upper chest is opening right now. This feels so good for my asthma. And thank you for the distinction between the lung and the throat noise.
Mm-hmm. Well, we wanted to give you something very practical for this time of the year and very practical for us because we need these techniques as well.
You know, early in the mornings here in Austin, it's just a little cool. It's not probably compared to most parts of the world.
Yeah, we're not complaining. It was 43 today.
Anyway, to me, it feels so good to do some deep breaths of that fresh air in the morning. It just feels really good to me. And I remember back during the pandemic, there were all these studies done, and they couldn't figure out why people that exercise were bouncing back more quickly when they did catch the virus. And then they found that one of the reasons is that when you're battling something in your lungs can get really tight and start to compress. And if you don't have the flexibility and the strength to move and to cough, that was presenting a problem. So that's probably when we really started helping people with this type of breath work.
The pandemic freaked everybody out about lung respiratory issue. And so I think it's important to keep your lungs very healthy. Qigong, there's something for every part of your body. Yes. Hi, buddy. There's something for every part of your body with Qigong. It's an ancient health system, thousands of years old. Right. And it is so effective. It's becoming, I know it's so weird to say it's becoming popular. I mean, if you go to like when we were in India, there are things that we've never seen ever in our life because we've never been there. And there are things about us that they'd never seen because they'd never seen people like us. We stood out like white, what did you call us?
White elephants.
White elephants. But because it's popular now in the Western Hemisphere, more in the United States specifically speaking, that doesn't mean it's not popular in other cultures and countries. It's just more popular here, which is weird, but it is what it is. In China, it's a big part of their healthcare system. It's called medical Qigong. Medical Qigong. All right, I think that's it.
Okay, so you have the 3 breaths. what'd you call them? Butterfly breathing, wings, and compression.
Butterfly breathing, compression breathing, and then we did swinging arms. Thank you for the comment that we have the best vibe and energy. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, so it's okay to share these exercises with people you love, and they might, laugh and poke fun, but then they're going to secretly do it.
Yeah, when you're not sick and you're running down the road and you've got all this energy, people would be like, "What are you doing?" And be like, "I'm doing Qigong."
Yeah.
You might even call it Qigong. Who cares?
A couple of what's up and coming. We are going to do a 5-day energy detox and reboot event in January. Mm-hmm. We'll have a page for you to register so that you can attend. It's totally free. It kicks off January 14th. It's 5 free classes of different aspects of Qigong. And then also we're going to do a special Trisbrina show. I mean, they're all pretty special.
This one was super special.
But this one is going to be a routine that really kind of...
Are you doing cake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be for the 3 things that we think people really need for the holiday. It's going to be to get rid of stress and to sleep better and to increase your stamina. He wants you. I
saw Radhika says Kingsley must be so thrilled to have you back.
Yeah, he really likes Grandma, too.
No, he likes Daddy. Today I discovered something. There's this spot on the couch downstairs that's Miss Sabrina's spot. And she, as you can see, her hair is very lovely. She wouldn't have had her hair done
today.
So I stole Sabrina's spot. Guess who sat on my lap and wanted to take a nap? So he has marked that spot with you. So you are the keeper of the food and the keeper of the couch spot. So whoever sits on that spot becomes the king or the queen. Okay, that's it. See y'all later. Thanks for joining us today. Much love. And,
ho, ho, ho.
Stay healthy.